Nature is hierarchical. Some organisms are stronger, others are weaker. Some organisms are more intelligent, others are less intelligent. Some organisms are more powerful, others are less powerful. In the animal world, some organisms are predators, others are prey. Human society, in accordance to nature, is also hierarchical. Some humans are stronger, more intelligent, and more powerful than others. Some humans are more knowledgeable and skilled than others. Some humans possess more talent than others. Some humans are more creative than others. And some humans are wealthier than others. This video will focus on the economic hierarchy of human society, examining the wealth and power differential between different economic castes. An economic caste is defined by how the caste derives its wealth. The three economic castes are the owners, the skilled workers, and the unskilled workers. Owners derive their wealth from what they own. Skilled workers derive their wealth by exchanging skilled labor for it. Unskilled workers derive their wealth by exchanging unskilled labor for it. The owners are at the top of the economic hierarchy with the most wealth and power. The skilled workers are in the middle of the economic hierarchy with middle levels of wealth and power. And the unskilled workers are at the bottom of the economic hierarchy with the least wealth and power. The three ways of deriving wealth are not mutually exclusive. One can acquire wealth in all three ways if he so chooses, or any two of the three. He can acquire wealth from the assets he owns, he can exchange his skilled labor for wealth, and he can also exchange his unskilled labor for wealth. Hypothetically, one can own wealth-generating assets while having both a skilled job and an unskilled job. At least one of these jobs would likely have to be part-time though. However, I will classify people's economic caste based on their primary method of deriving wealth. From the bottom of the economic hierarchy to the top, let us examine each economic caste in detail. Unskilled work is work that requires little to no skills to do. I hesitate to define unskilled work as work that does not require any skills to do, because even for the most menial jobs, there is an expectation that workers at least have sufficient language skills to understand and follow instructions, perhaps have sufficient physical ability to execute the required tasks, and perhaps have some basic mental ability as well. Even basic tasks like being able to count and do basic arithmetic, remember and record orders and instructions, communicate clearly, etc., require some degree of mental ability. But these basic physical and/or mental abilities are so fundamental and common for humans to perform that they do not count as specialized skills. Perhaps language can be considered a specialized skill, but speaking one's native tongue is normal and common. Being multilingual, on the other hand, would be less common and can be considered a specialized skill. Thus, a better definition for unskilled work is work that does not require specialized skills to do. Unskilled workers have the least amount of economic power because they are easily replaceable. They have not distinguished themselves with the possession of specialized skills, so there are many people who can do the work they do. They may be able-bodied, possess basic mental abilities, and have a basic education, but so do many other people of working age who can take their jobs. This easy replaceability results in weak negotiating power for unskilled workers when dealing with their employers. Because their jobs are so basic and easy to do, they can't demand too much pay in exchange for their unskilled work, because the employer can easily find someone else who is willing and able to do the work for lower pay. Employers can even cut wages if there's enough people willing and able to work for less pay, and the unskilled workers would have to either accept that or leave and find another job. Much of the employment market works along simple supply and demand economics. The higher the supply of unskilled workers, the easier it would be for employers to find enough people willing and able to work for lower pay. Because so many people can do unskilled work, unskilled workers are at a disadvantage because there can easily be a high supply of unskilled workers relative to demand for them. Thus, unskilled workers are often at the mercy of societal demographics, the overall economy, and technology. If there is a bigger population of unskilled workers, then employers can offer lower wages because there are more people competing for a limited number of jobs. However, if there is a population shortage, then employers would have to offer higher wages because there are fewer people competing for these jobs. If the overall economy is doing well and businesses are looking to expand and hire more people, the demand for workers could be higher, and this may benefit unskilled workers. On the other hand, if the overall economy is doing poorly and businesses are cutting costs, then businesses may want to hire fewer people, and as a result, the demand for workers could be lower, and this may negatively affect unskilled workers. However, even if the overall economic situation is strong, this may not necessarily help unskilled workers because this economic strength could be a result of businesses and organizations that do not rely on them. This is especially true with the rise of robots and automation, making many unskilled jobs unnecessary. Technology can eliminate or reduce demand for unskilled workers because it can complete the same tasks with fewer or no people. To conclude, unskilled workers are at an economic disadvantage because they are easily replaceable and thus have weak economic negotiating power when dealing with their employers. This easy replaceability is a result of three factors: the high supply of people who are able to do unskilled work, the fact that unskilled workers do not possess differentiated skills that can distinguish the quality of their work, and technologies that can complete the work with fewer or no unskilled workers. Two of these problems are fixed when it comes to skilled workers, which we shall now discuss.